Y'all ain't finished. Y'all ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Well, that was an interesting game. Welcome back to Four Guys in a Bar. I'm your host, Nick Athan. The show is sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news and information, alongside my partner, Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show Saturdays at 1 o'clock. They talk all things Kansas City sports. But before we talk about this incredible game in which there was doubt up until the last second, let's talk about what is a no-doubter, and that's our sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, he is your man. He will take care of you from the front door all the way to handing you your keys and making sure you get the house of your dreams. Call him today at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Fact or Cap.
Fact or Capped. Also, another great sponsor is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. Open enrollment is here. It will last until the 15th of December, which means you have 16 days left to find a marketplace option. If you want a private option, Emily can help you with that as well. So regardless if you're on an ACA plan or your private option or through an employer and you want to look at something different, let her do all the evaluation for you and find the best plan for you or your family or your small business. Call her right now, 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's my incredible wife, Emily. Also, another incredible sponsor is Resell Electronics.
Emily.
Buy a cell phone at Resell Electronics and save up to 25%. Our phones are pre-owned and in great condition. We carry top brands like iPhone, Samsung. Sell us your old phone and we'll offer you cash on the spot. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right, Resell Electronics. They got two great locations in Independence on Nolan Road and South 40 Highway. If you're looking to buy or sell any kind of consumer electronics, they are your one-stop shop. The holiday season is coming up, and if you're looking for something special at a great price, they will take care of you. If you got some old stuff lying around the house and you want to get rid of it, they'll probably give you cash for that too. Make sure when you walk into either location, you tell them that the guys at Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you, and you'll get a 10% discount on your order. So check them out, Nolan Road and 40 Highway, or check out their great deals on their website at resellwithacelectronics.com.
Resell
Electronics.
Yeah, someone needs to put a spark into the Kansas City Chiefs. So before we talk about this game, let's bring in the other two guys. Lou Montagna, the other senior member up on the North Coast, and Andre Tillman, 3 times this week sporting an NY hat. I like it.
Comfortability.
I like it. And, of course, Andre Tillman as well. And, gentlemen, you know, yesterday was Thanksgiving. We watched 3 games that were kind of meh. There was a twinge of doubt in the Lions game. We come to Friday and we're thinking the Chiefs are just going to take it to the Raiders, but no, the Chiefs find a new way to win. And I'm telling you, I don't know, luck, good, bad, ugly. I don't know what matters anymore, what the metrics are. I'm at a loss for
what was the question on Friday was, are they good?
Yeah.
Lucky, but whatever the 3 choices were.
They're lucky now.
I think we can throw lucky in there on this one because
I don't think the good.
All due respect to that. I don't know if he was maybe like a 2nd round pick, the kid from Oregon, the center. And maybe it was the noise, whatever, but he snapped it too soon. And
it wasn't a false start.
Guys, can we give some love to O'Connell though, man? He went out there and
something really
and
stupid
played
had to happen at the end of that
man.
game, and it did.
Don't even bring up Morris John. Don't bring up Morris John.
We're gonna bring it.
Man,
hey,
that
listen,
boy
you guys
stinks.
spew all you want to. Morris showed again. He's horrible, technique hands, etc. I hope this ends the Morris experiment at left tackle. He's just not bad. He's awful.
He was playing pity pat.
And this is the biggest question mark on the whole season. When are Mahomes and Worthy going to break the ice and make the connection we all know is there? This kid's open almost every snap.
Right. He's getting separation.
He's uncoverable.
He's getting separation, man.
And we're not utilizing him. They should be targeting him 10 times a game.
They did hit a deep shot against the Chargers in LA.
That's it.
So it's not necessarily, and he's got a ton of other
Which one though?
as
Which
well.
one though? The one with the toe was out.
I'm sorry.
No,
what?
that wasn't with the toe out. No, that was against the Chargers. He was caught it one-handed.
I don't know what you mean, but they had like about a 50
All right, we're getting off the rails already.
A 50-yard bomb to the end zone against the Chargers for a touchdown, right?
That was lucky.
So I think my point is this in terms of the Worthy thing. Again, it's they're not quite connecting, I suppose.
All right. The bells ring.
But somehow, some way, DeAndre Hopkins has been there for a few weeks, and those two have been able to figure each other out. Okay, other than just the one drop today, and that was the only drop. He was on point, right?
So let's get.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening with Worthy and whether he's open on every play or not.
Hit this button.
What it comes down to. All right. Okay. So let's just everybody talk negative. You watch the Amazon View. Tell us everyone who got beat on every play. Everybody we should cut. Which coaches should be fired. Matt Nagy doesn't know what.
Lose.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, hold on here.
Let's get right into the thing, guys. We are right into the offense, guys. Lou, so let's go ahead and have Lou take this.
You go first, Lou.
Okay, Joseph or bad.
I finished. You had me on mute. I'm not some record you can turn on and off. What are we doing here?
Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead.
The bottom line is that on those plays where it looks like Patrick and Worthy are off, it's typically a function of the protection, right?
Right.
He's not that. I don't know. I mean, he's not that inaccurate that he can't find him. He knows that number one is out there, but for one reason or another, on the routes that take a little bit longer to develop, he doesn't have the time to throw it. So I mean, it really is. It starts there because when he's had time, you saw what they were able to do. He threw for 190 yards in the first half.
Yeah,
that happened somehow, right?
Yeah.
So it's a function of the offensive line, and it's very difficult when you can't trust the tackles. I mean, they had to go to the point where they moved Tooney to left tackle and brought Caliendo into play guard.
Yeah, that may be a start. He may be a starting left tackle next year.
But he's not big enough to hold up for entire games. Tooney on the outside, but he's better than what they have.
Yeah.
So hopefully Humphreys is a dude and can at least hold
bring
up.
some respect to the offensive line.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because honestly, guys, you should have seen me. I'm like, what the hell? Like, Mahomes, can we say Mahomes has a good character of heart? Like, he's a good man. He's a good man. I know he was cussing. At him, but not at him.
He went off on the offensive line on the sideline. I don't think
multiple times.
Do you know how the locker room gonna be? Morris ain't laughing. He laughing now. When the locker room, it's gonna be complete silence, bro.
Like, you know what? I saw something I've never seen before, ever. I saw Travis Kelce just walk off the field. He didn't congratulate anybody.
I've seen that too. Right,
I've never seen Travis Kelce do that
because the win wasn't respectable. It wasn't even a win. It was like, oh, okay, well, but like you can tell in the demeanor. But again, the offensive line, it stinks. The interior is phenomenal, but the outside for them big shots, I get it. Mahomes already can't get it done because it takes time, and he doesn't have the time to get the connection going. That's what it is, man.
So the offensive line. So I would say the offense ain't broken. I say it's the offensive line, man. I know not on this play calling around, man. The offensive line was just getting beat. You know what I mean?
The tackle was getting beat
by one guy. One guy, number 98, was wrecking the whole freaking game.
Well, that one guy's, arguably the best in the league at that position. But outside of that, even they didn't really stick with it a lot. But outside of the one that Pops broke for about 34 yards, they really, it wasn't consistent. It wasn't effective. So they were one-dimensional, and the Raiders did everything they could to make them one-dimensional. And they knew that if they could get Patrick dropping back every single down, that those defensive ends were just going to crush the offensive linemen. And it kept them in the game. If the field goal kicker doesn't hit the ground before the previous kick, if they make a couple of plays, but they're so bad that bad things happen to them, and this is where you're at. And the Chiefs got away with one. No question.
Man, Clavion is the guy that was doing work against Morris. I know Clavion is, man.
Never heard of him until today.
Never heard of him, but
Never
we
heard
know
of
who
him.
he is today. We know who he is today, man. I mean, he was having fun out there.
He actually was a pretty high pick. He's out of LSU. He's, a really good edge rusher. He never really developed with the first teams he was on. So now he get him against somebody that's not playing very well.
Yeah.
And Wanye with the left hand punch that was just basically tapping the guy on the chest. He's got to stop that, right? You either go with both or do something else. Because that was just like,
they get that defense
swatting a fly and getting to the quarterback.
They get that defensive line confidence. I mean, they were having fun. They said, "Oh man, they can't hold us." They were just eating at will, man. It was like they gained confidence in the defensive line. They was fearless. They didn't care. Mahomes was getting destroyed damn near, man.
Yeah, he was.
Like I said, some of them players was right there to be made, though. Some of them players was right there. So
Would you put it on the put it on the Andy Heck then? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna start this one. I think it's time. I mean, he's been with Andy for 11 years. Kingsley was not this bad at BYU. Wasn't even close. The fact that he can't get Wanye Morris to line up correctly, it's just beyond me. It's like, I don't respect my offensive line coach. I'm just going to line up where I want to. Morris, obviously, the struggles. I hope he doesn't screw up DJ Humphries. The only reason he hasn't screwed up the interior offensive line is because those guys are masters at their position. But to not be able to make adjustments or fix the tackle situation, listen, we see a lot of guys who come in and play tackle who don't have a lot of experience, and they have better technique. They have better understanding. The fact that Andy Reid, we'll get to, Andy Reid here in a minute, the play calling, chipping. There was that one, I think on the 3rd and 4, he had a tight end and a running back. All they had to do was chip.
Yeah.
They went right by him and had Morris go one-on-one, and he'd already beaten him. Not a single one of those guys said, you know what, maybe I should hit the guy. So, it also falls on some of these guys just to go out there and make a play. If they see the offensive lineman struggling, deviate off the plan, give Mahomes more time. And Patrick wasn't running. He had a couple, that 3rd and 2 or whatever it was, at the end of the game, all he had to do was bounce outside and he's running for 20 yards. Why are you throwing it to Worthy? I mean, it just
right. So
I know it's the offensive line, and I know it's Andy Heck.
Wow, first off, that's not coaching. I mean, these guys are all grown men. As far as knowing where to line up, you can only tell them. So I mean, everybody knows where you need to line up. He's just trying to cheat because he's got deficiencies.
I know.
Now he also coaches Creed Humphrey and Joe Tooney and Trey Smith. Is he responsible for them, or somehow they're immune to his bad coaching?
I'm not saying they're immune to the bad coaching. I just think that they're at a different level.
So then these two guys somehow are getting screwed up by the offensive line coach. Maybe they're just not that good. Maybe this is the best. This is
crunch time. This is the second half.
Hold on. I watched Kingsley in college. I watched a lot of film.
Night and day. It doesn't matter.
Listen, Lou, I understand that. I know it's different. But from technique to hands and feet and placement of the body and leverage.
So he's just completely lost his technique.
I'm just saying he lost to the basics. He lost the core of what makes him a tackle. And but again, there's no excuse for the right tackle. How many penalties is enough? How many times is this guy going to be off the line of scrimmage?
The only thing you can do is bench him.
bench his ass.
Well, then I guess that's the point is if they had an alternative, I think they really would have gone to it by now. Just like every other position that, we tend to knock around and say, this guy stinks, that guy stinks. Somehow, some way they put stuff on film that the coaches say, well, maybe they don't stink.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. Someone's gonna have to pay the price for this.
Well, they stink themselves right into clinching the playoffs. You know what I mean? If some of the games, did. But either way it goes. This team's. I feel like they're gonna turn it around. They're gonna figure it out.
It's not so much the result that everybody's concerned with. It's okay.
It's the play.
If they had been playing a really good team today, what happens? They get run out of the building.
Oh, they're up. Do they 20 points.
Or do they lift their level of play because they are playing a better team? They come in with a better mindset. Who knows? I mean, it's really hard to tell because it looked like on the first 2 drives of the game, they were really engaged, moving right along, and then they had a couple of hiccups.
Yeah.
Now, in one place, I see where perhaps a little bit more time with D-Hop would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
On the first possession in the red zone, when Jones clearly was taking away the inside. So if that was Travis, and because they've had so much time on task, he probably throws his foot in the dirt and makes a beeline to the pylon, going away from the defense, because then he knows he's got him on his back. And maybe, in a couple more weeks or with some film study in that particular play, Patrick and D-Hop get on the same page. And rather than forcing the slant, like I said, he takes it to the pylon on that. So, honestly, again, it's really about the O-line, that inconsistency.
I don't know, bro. Like I agree with Lou in a sense because the interior is phenomenal, guys. Like you said, it's just the talent is not there. They're not playing with fundamentals, guys. Taylor is experienced, but he's not fundamentally sound for real. And then Morris on the other side played horrible. He stinks. Let's call it what it is. He stinks. That's what it is. He's stinking. Until they correct that right now, it's going to be just like this in the playoffs. Yeah. It doesn't matter because you still got to have time to develop the plays.
I know a lot of people ain't caught the DJ on the sideline, Humphreys on the sideline. I caught it on the camera when he was on the sidelines and Patrick Mahomes got sacked. And he was just like, come on, what are we doing? Like, we got to protect him there.
You could tell he wanted to go get his uniform on.
You tell he wanted to put his uniform
on. I thought he was in the second half, though. I thought he was.
He put his uniform on.
It's frustrating to watch. And they're on the field. They want to be out. Let me do something. I want to help out. It's difficult to watch. But it's hard to just put that completely on coaching. Now, obviously, he is his position coach. So that does come down on him to some degree. But to say that he's like screwed him up somehow, other guys have come through here under Andy Heck and done really well. The guy that was banging the drum, Mitchell Schwartz, was pretty good.
No, I ain't gonna put on Andy Heck, guys. Like again, it's just the talent. They're not meeting up to expectations. Because like I said, that was the case. The interior would be horrible too.
Yeah. So should they?
Overreacting.
Oh, that's good, Nick. I feel that's passion, man.
They could have knew that all off season long, so they should have got. DJ
maybe
was already out there, but let's go into the next subject. Go ahead and take this one. Besides the new left tackle, what else must the Chiefs do?
Pick, man. What you doing?
They benched Najee Johnson today, which is a good thing.
Long day, guys. It's been a long day.
They benched Najee Johnson. I thought Williams had his best game as a Chief in a really long time.
Right.
I think he got beat once. He made a great tackle on a couple of running plays.
He did play okay. He did.
He played good. McDuffie will look terrible. Not up to his standard. He just. I know Bowers is a tough guy to cover, but he was slow to the ball. His run support has almost disappeared. It was nice to see they got Hicks in there for a little bit. Cook is really strong. Listen, I don't have an answer what they can possibly do. Xavier Howard is out there, and just so everybody's clear, he wants a lot of money just to play for 5 more games in the postseason.
I'm with you, man. Go get him. Get him.
They may not have a choice now. They may have Watson is not coming back. I'm told
it's really difficult to make personnel moves at this stage of the game. So these are the same guys that were playing on this defense for the first
Well,
9 weeks of the season. So they're just things that they have to do internally. I don't know specifically what it is, but it just seems, again, you basically the same guys. Now, again, next man up. You've had some injuries. Now, Menahu comes back. He'll work himself back.
He looked really good today,
so
too.
that'll make a difference. It looked like George was getting off a little bit. So, again,
I was about to say that George looked good in the fourth quarter. He did.
George and Chris Jones is the best they've looked together.
Personnel-wise,
I agree, Nick. I agree.
It's really just elevating the level of play. They're just going to have to get back to where they were.
They got honestly, for real, though, real quick though.
I did like the look that they had. They ran out there when they had Connor playing slot. They had McDuffie on the outside. They had Williams on the other side. They had Justin Reed up top, and Jaden Hicks. And the defense looked good. You know what I mean? They was playing good. They battled some balls. You know, the way that Nick Bolton played his butt off, guys. You know what I mean? You know, he played his butt off today. You know what I mean? He was a unsung hero on today's in this game. You know, the run stops he had, the way he was reading their offense. But besides the left tackle, I'd say what they must do is take out. You know, besides the left tackles, you got to get Cook out of there. Cook been getting beat. He been missing tackles. Yeah. He been, he been shifting the defense the wrong way. On that one play when what's his name, Nazi Johnson got beat, he supposed to been over there over top, but he was on the other side. He wasn't nearby close. So,
and on a long touchdown pass, he was
I think for
y'all know me on this show, I always root for everybody on the Chiefs. I do. I root for all the guys.
You glaze the hell out of them, yeah. Big glaze.
Dang it, you got to put the glaze down sometime and say, look.
You got to get that dry turkey sometimes, man. You got to go for that dry turkey.
Did you all notice one of the offensive linemen, number 71 for the Raiders? His name was Glaze.
He might have been the only one who didn't get a penalty.
Hey, honestly, guys, the unsung hero for me was George Kalafis, man. At the end, he had a knockdown, man. He adjusted to the ball. Because he side through that damn ball, my man.
It's that water polo experience, man.
Hey, man. But you know what's crazy, though? Besides George stepped up when it mattered. And Chris had 2 sacks. So I'm very impressed with that. But on the other side, it got to be consistent, guys. For me, is this. Everybody had a hand in it today. It's about consistency. And again, Chiefs was known for stopping the run. The Raiders run the ball when they needed to.
Yeah,
I knew that was going to be over, and also one sound hero was in number 9.
Brock looked good, man. Brock looked good.
He was out there playing, even though it was a gutsy division win. The Chiefs still got it good, 19-17. It's close games. It's been a lot of close games, but Charles Menahu coming back, it's going to be a big.
He played much better than I thought he was going to. To be honest with you, I mean, he had that big. He and Bolton had that key stop on the 4th and 1, giving the ball back to the offense. Yeah. He helped Chris with one of the sacks. He was a disruptor. He played more snaps than I thought he was going to play, to be honest with you. He didn't even have a knee brace on. I mean, I just think that is huge. And Karlaftis today's the best he's looked. This is the best Chris Jones has looked because they got another guy in Menahu. And when those 3 guys are on the field at the same time, they're more productive pass rushers.
Hey, honestly, interesting fact about Chris Jones, when they moved him to the outside as a DN, man, he was very productive against the Raiders. That's one thing I didn't notice about it. He was outside. He was very disruptive.
It's harder to double team him from out there.
Absolutely.
Inside, it's just.
Can we get to this question? And John, I don't know if y'all seen it or not.
Yeah, I guess people can blame the O-line coach. Kingsley and Morris are mentally shot. I agree. Watch the film. Their technique at times is worse than an average college player that can't be coaching. Okay, so maybe I'm being unfair on Andy Heck. So I'll sort of semi-retract. I'll semi-retract that. But the bottom line is that's his job, is to coach these players up. And if they felt that they didn't have the ability to play those positions, then they should have addressed the left tackle position earlier. They gave it to Kingsley from day one.
Right. So and that's more of a Veach thing.
Yeah, he didn't look bad, in the OTAs and the mini camps and training camp, and Even in the first couple of preseason games, he played well.
People didn't look bad.
He played well. I wouldn't
say those are mistakes. Again, I mean, trying to draft left tackles, right tackles out of college anymore. It's really difficult. There's normally,
but a lot of other teams are.
There's normally 2 or 3 that come in and can play right away. Really, not many more than that. So I think it's a lot of youth. And then there's a lot in that offense. I mean, it's nothing like a college offense where it may just be very simple call, and that's all he has to think about is the guy in front of him. He might be thinking about everything else, the cadence, the snap count, the checks, what. So it's, again, no excuses. You're a pro. You got to be able to do it. But at this age, it's very difficult. There's not many guys that can do that right off the rip.
Hey, absolutely right. Real quick on the next topic. Eventually, will the Chiefs luck run out? Hell yeah, it's gonna run out. Shit, listen, guys, there's only so much. It's only so much that the NFL gods has been blessing the Chiefs with some of these miraculous 4-quarter wins. Right? Me watching this right now, they don't deserve to win this game. Y'all didn't deserve to win this game by the luck of the Irish. By the luck of the Irish, man. Look at the ball said boop. All of a sudden, it's a fumble.
Is Reed Irish? Is that it?
I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the cold weather, man.
The referees ripping their jerseys off, they got Chiefs. They got red on underneath.
No. Did I hear that referee told that man to shut up? Did I catch that?
Yeah.
He said, "Shut up."
Well, he's got the white hat, man. He's just
man. He was like, "Shut up." I said, "Hey, man, listen. Well, we're on TV." But anyway, I thought that was hilarious. But now, real talk. The Chiefs are winning these games, man. But it's just like it's not convincing.
Yeah.
Now we can say we're to the playoffs. No, your offensive line had.
Yeah, we can. Everybody can agree with that. Anybody watching sees that they're not playing to the level of their standard. There's no question about that.
No, they're not.
Have there been some like today's game that play? Is it lucky? They still had to recover the ball, so somebody made a play. They were heads up.
They got the ball picked.
The kid, God bless him. Maybe he didn't hear the snap. He didn't know what the snap count was. He's the center.
Man.
Late in the game,
it was loud.
They've only won 2 games all year, so it's like, oh god.
I know, and they play their hearts out, man. They was like,
you got to give them all the credit in the world.
I give it to them, bro.
2-9, and they came in. Hey, we win this game.
Your guy looked phenomenal, man.
Kind of makes our season.
Go ahead.
Well, I would say that it's not. I would say they not lucky, man. It's just everybody's going to play them their hardest, man. They are back-to-back champions.
What you mean it's not luck?
Today was luck.
That damn ball bounce. Man, come on, man. Get the hell out of here.
It was a bad snap. That's not luck. That's a bad snap. But what I'm saying is this: they are 2-time Super Bowl champions, guy, back to back. They're 11-1. Yeah. Everybody, they're 11-1. The guys is going to play them their hardest.
I get the skill set, knock the ball over. I got the Chiefs spirit, knock the ball over.
Looking at the schedule, remaining schedule, the Chargers going to play their hardest. The Browns going to look like they are just Super Bowl.
Everybody's going to play hard. I know we can.
Everybody's going to play hard, man.
Yeah, we can.
We can
stipulate.
There's potentially a couple of losses there.
We can stipulate that, right? I mean, the game in Pittsburgh is going to be no joke. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if the Steelers lose every game until then. That's going to be a difficult game.
Yeah, it's going to.
You're playing. They're playing on Saturday. They're playing Houston on Saturday and then coming back on Wednesday right away. Steelers are doing the same thing.
They're playing Baltimore at night.
They're coming to play on Wednesday, so there's no real advantage there except for the fact they're at home. So the Chiefs have a travel day, which kind of sucks in a short week. But hey, that's the world we live in.
Hey, let's go back to what my man said over here, Mr. Bowtie. Man, turn around, look at the camera, man. Why don't you look at me, bro, when you say this? Oh, they all gonna play hard. Hell yeah, they're gonna play hard. Man, listen, bro, there's no fear in the AFC. There's no fear, bro. They do not fear no more. They don't fear Chris Jones no more.
It's gonna be fair. You know why it's gonna be fair, guys?
Why it's gonna be fair? Why
it's gonna be fair? Because this happening, sir.
Here we go.
And that's why you're gonna have.
There it is. According to Albert Breer on NFL Prime, he said Chiefs wide receiver Holly Brown is expected back during week 17. That means back on the field. So Week 17 would be against the
second to last game.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you know what's crazy about this, guys? Honestly, man, for real.
Then they're gonna have DJ Humphrey, the future left tackle. That's the future. I can see Humphrey being there about
Glazer, man, I'm putting some sugar on it. Double down with the sugar. I'm gonna say this. Damn it, you don't protect Mahomes, bro. Hollywood, bro, ain't gonna make a dang difference, bro. He's not, because Riley's getting separation every time, bro. So ain't gonna make a damn difference, man. Long we have to make sure the captain at him, the leader, is protected, man.
When I see
to be clean.
When I see Mahomes go off on the offensive line, then Travis Kelce did it too. It caught it off. Y'all didn't see that off. It caught him off. Travis Kelce went off too, and you know them two guys.
And he had to go talk to him and calm him down.
Yeah, so most of those two guys are most pissed off. Them two are the most team friendly players, right? They're not gonna. They're gonna sit there and take the bullets. They're gonna sit there and take the hits after hits. It won't blame nobody. But today, they said we ain't having this
damn job.
They still ain't gonna do it. They still ain't gonna do it both. They ain't gonna do it both. They ain't gonna do it.
Kelce was no bueno in the second half. I mean, he had an easy touchdown.
No.
He turns the wrong way. You know, he dropped a couple of passes.
That's the downside when they talk about Kelce having a feel and whatever. The downside is on a play like that where Patrick's getting rushed and Travis decides to take it towards the
Travis
sideline.
Goes left instead of going straight. It was a touchdown.
Yep.
Well, again, I mean, he read it a certain way and said, if I go this way, I'm going to be open. But Patrick's, again, now he's almost eating a tackle. So he puts it up, somewhere else. And it lands, So for every play that they hit where it looks like, what the hell was Kelce doing on that? And Patrick threw it right to him. How do they know? Why is the connection so great? Sometimes it isn't, because it's not drawn. It's not like that's the route called in the play. He just adjusts it to his way he sees it. He saw it that way. Yeah. Patrick was like, I don't. And you see, again, you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss some of those.
Yes, you're gonna miss. But they in the second half they were off today.
So again, I think the next gen guys kind of called this out, and we've been talking about it for like the last 6 weeks.
Did you like watching it that way?
I watched a couple of drives that way.
I didn't switch.
I would prefer to do that if I was scouting a guy. If I just wanted to like zone in on a particular player, like in a college game or just another pro team, and just kind of watch them, how they play. Yeah. So, but in terms of what they were talking about, and again, because the Chiefs, they have, in terms of the top teams, the lowest number of possessions per game. Right. They have the longest drives per game.
Right.
So the margin for error is very skinny. If they don't score touchdowns on a greater percentage of their drives other than field goals, you end up with games like this, because they score. Would they have 4 field goals and a touchdown?
4 field goals and a touchdown.
Okay, so if a couple of those are touchdowns, then the game's not even close.
Right.
So that's where you got to be on point when you get
touchdowns, 20, my good sir.
25 yards and in, they got to get 6 because of the lack of possession.
Listen, guys, D-Hop is in the red zone, guys. Come on, man. Target D-Hop in red zone. Then why he threw a slant?
No,
like
here's the problem. Here's the problem. John said it right here. The play selection: 46 passes, 16 runs, and Pops only had 7 carries.
I seen.
You're 2nd and 5 with you just need a first down to win, and you throw 2 passes. Doesn't make any sense.
Pac was moving that ball though.
Just give him the ball 3 times and say, "Give me 10 yards."
Part of that, my opinion would be, is that they probably didn't want to give him many more than 7 carries his first game back.
It's possible.
And just the fact that on a play like that, and I don't question the play call when it's 3rd and 2, you figure, well, they're going to run it. You're guaranteed one-on-one matchups.
Oh yeah.
When are you going to get this? Like you said, as far as this worthy connection, let's make it work right here.
That was sweet too. I said,
and again, Diablo's in Patrick's grill, even though it was like a dead ass run play, and they made the fake. He was already on top of them, and again, it was just a little bit off. It didn't have to be perfect. There was nobody else, and there was no safety in the middle of the field.
But,
No, they were blitzing.
But Max Crosby said after the game, he said, "Go get another one, brother."
Man, I love Max. I would do anything to get
Max Crosby is a football player.
I would do anything for him to be in a Chiefs uniform. I know it'll never happen. But Max is one of the greatest players. I will put him up there
in your division.
In the division, I'm not going to say all time, but I'm going to say he's definitely in the top 25 of pass rushers in the NFL history, in my opinion.
God damn,
he just plays ball, and he has so much respect for Mahomes and vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of times that he could have just mashed Mahomes, and just out of pure respect, he didn't.
He said, Mahomes, I like you, Mahomes. Not
right. For him to say that, and that's about as sincere. Yeah. That's about as sincere as you can get from a guy who has complete admiration. So
remember, it's competition at the end of the day. It's all about competition.
It is, and they were the first to embrace after the game, and he said what he said, and he means it. He respects him. They both respect each other. And so, listen, all right, do we got to talk about this too? Oh, my goodness. How bad is the Chiefs secondary? Well, we kind of touched on this a little bit. I mean,
they sit Johnson down, bro.
Nazir Johnson is done.
Their safeties aren't really cover guys.
Yeah,
right?
They're not. That's
and
the problem.
I think it takes specific offensive coordinators to be able to get them singled up. And you saw that you got Norv Turner sitting in the booth. I don't care what his son is calling. Norv's
calling the plays,
right?
Yeah,
maybe not all of them, but I'm sure, because when they got their fastest guy singled on Justin Reed, you can't ask for a better matchup if you're on offense.
No, and a slow safety,
and that's nothing. That's nothing against Justin Reed. That's not his position. He's not a cover guy, but just the way that the shift, the motion, whatever. It ended up on him.
You gotta give credit to the Raiders. The Raiders came out there and played ball. But
the corners are still very young. I mean, T. Cuffs, give him as much credit as possible. I love him. He has some issues with bigger receivers. I mean, he's just not a big dude. Yeah. And if the ball's like up over his head, those are the ones that usually give him the most problems. And we go back to, again, the Super Bowl against Philadelphia.
AJ Brown.
The balls that are over his head. He just, I don't know if he loses it. I don't know if he's shorter. He can't jump his, whatever. Those are where he has problems. But no, I mean, he's still really good. No, I think Nazir Johnson is a serviceable corner in the league. He's just not there yet.
That's a good way to say
it. Connor was never a big time cover guy in college.
No, he's playing the wrong position. He's playing the wrong position.
He was like a robber and
playing. I think Connor had a good game.
What's that?
Oh, I think Connor had a good game.
I'm not saying he didn't have a good
game. Just in general.
I'm saying in general, that's not his thing. So he's really learning how to play a new position, and they put a lot on his shoulders, even though this is his second, third year.
And he's out of position. He's not playing with what his skill set is.
They'll get there. It just looks kind of difficult now because the pass rush hasn't been that great the last few games.
Right.
A little bit better today, but that was just because O'Connell's not a great mover in the pocket, but he did move well enough to make a few.
Yeah.
Then it looks like the back end's not doing their job. So
I'm saying what it is.
It's the same guys that were the top 5 defense.
I say this. Remember, Lou, it's the tale of 2 halves of the season. The first half, the Chiefs looked stout. Watson did go down, guys. He did go down, right? And we need somebody to fill the void, right? We have faith in our guys, Williams, Johnson, Wallace. We have faith. Reed, I get it. But right now, the secondary is bad because remember I said a couple shows ago, they do not fear McDuffie no more. And McDuffie is the best one in the secondary. They don't fear him no more. So what happened? They're going to attack McDuffie. They're going to attack Johnson. They're going to attack everybody. It's just the fact that there's no pressure up front, and the back end's not going to eat because if they're not eating up front, the back end's not going to eat.
Matchups, right?
Like you said,
the right matchups. It's
absolutely.
If they can get the bigger receivers on him. Now, again, he was last year when he made All Pro. He made All Pro in the slot.
Yep, that's his primary position.
That's where he needs to be.
He did play outside in college, and he
can do it outside though,
and he can do it really well. It's just again, he's a young player, and he's still getting used to covering the bigger.
But you know what, Lou? When you say young player, I get that, but he's a Pro Bowler, Lou. He knows the game. It's the fact is this: every DB might have a weakness. Every receiver have a weakness, right?
Yeah.
The thing what it is right now is we seen the weakness from McDuffie. So right now they just got to play with McDuffie. They just have to understand the fact that if he get beat, he get beat, right? Right now the Chiefs they have to play with what they have right now.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of reinforcements coming.
So what I'm saying is the front has to eat. The defensive line has to eat.
So it'll
can make it easier.
It's certainly going to make a difference with 90 back.
But when
other guys lift their level of play.
Absolutely.
When I watched the game, man, when I see Johnson get Najee Johnson get beat, I understand he's coming off an injury and all that. But I've seen Joshua.
We've been saying that for 4 weeks.
Joshua Williams came in and played a good game.
Yeah, he did.
He had a pass breakup. He almost had an interception that he dropped.
Yeah.
The kid played a good game, man. So I feel like even though I feel like if they switch some stuff around, I feel like they can still, get the secondary up to speed and get it going.
What they gonna switch around though?
You already know. I already said it. Take out Cook. You put in Joshua Williams at the other side.
You put Joshua Williams. So you put Joshua Williams as the number 1 DB, and you put McDuffie in the slot.
Yeah, and like Connor, I keep saying
I put Connor in the back too.
And I think maybe situationally, I think it depends on the team you're playing against, the size of the receivers. You know, you may, again, it may just be shuffling the guys around a little bit, but you also want them to get comfortable in the positions they play. Yeah. The key right now for Joshua is to string some performances together. That's where he's been not so good. He'll have a good game and then he'll have a bad game. Then then he gets pulled. Then he gets pulled, and somebody else goes in. Maybe a little, confidence gets a little shaky, and then by the time he comes back, another good game. And what are we doing here? So. Yeah, I think
real quick, guys.
Shots on goal, man.
Real quick, guys.
Shots on goal.
PM 15 says they need the number 1 seed bad. Mr. PM, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter,
Patrick's
man.
burner account.
Yeah, man. Not
very cagey there using PM 15.
Let's see what Chris Jones had to say. What did you say, Mike? Go on
there. Chris Jones says he's going to the NFLPA this offseason. If we have 3 games in 10 days. We need to have a late season bye week. I mean, I don't think he's wrong.
Run with that. Yeah, especially if they want to go to
Browns, Texans, Steelers, before they get 11 days off before the season finale. And hopefully it doesn't matter at that point.
That's the price of success right there.
Man, that's the price of being
get the Chiefs on TV more.
You know what's crazy, guys? This is the time where you eat. This is the time where you eat. Damn all that. This is where you eat and you earn your money. This is
the only reason we're bitching about it now is because it's a chance they're going to lose the number 1 seed. If they get another loss, because Buffalo's playing great football.
You know what's crazy though, Nick? It doesn't even matter no more.
I'm gonna say they ain't gonna want to lose the number 1 seed. I don't think Buffalo's that team. I think they caught the Chiefs at a bad time, and I feel like this secondary is going to turn. Well, what I see today, what I seen today as I was watching the game, I say I watched the film. After I watched the film today, I feel like it's some hope for this secondary. Wow. I feel like it's going to be some hope for this pass rush, and I feel like it's going to be a hope for this.
Let's hope Brock Purdy plays his lights out.
The film today was actually a live game. So I just want to get that.
to get on that.
But you know what? Hey, go ahead, Bo. Go ahead.
Did y'all watch? I feel like Amazon
8 today. Though. Amazon 8.
I get the sense you like the alternative broadcast. Hence, you like that, right?
You gotta love the thrill, because that's what we do. Listen, I was smiling ear to ear. I was smiling, boy. Hell yeah! I said. I want Kyler Murray games to be just like that. I know we're talking about the Chiefs. I want my Cardinals game to be just like that, so I can see Marvin Harrison get busy.
I think every fan should watch the game like the next gen. The prime time.
Amazon
just because you ain't having a fan saying, "Oh, this person was open, that person was open."
No excuses. Yes.
Now you see what the players are seeing. Now you see what the defense is seeing. So I seen that, you know what I mean? So I like
Moore's got his butt kicked, and then he's trying to laugh on the sideline. I said, "What's the smile? What the hell are you smiling for?"
Ken St. Clair, I can vouch for that. I'm looking out my window. There's at least 18 inches of snow that was not there last night. So yes, it will be weather in Buffalo.
Before we get into Factor Cap, do you guys see? I didn't put it in a topic, but do you guys see the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl with this current play style they doing right now?
No.
Yeah, they're going to win the Super Bowl with the way they're playing. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because you've got the body language of this football team is not good right now.
No.
And yeah, maybe this will do the same thing, winning ugly and in a miraculous form that wakes them up like they did last year when they played the Raiders, and they just put it all together. The problem is that when your star tight end's walking off the field and not saying anything to anybody, when your quarterback's at the podium and he's upset and Andy's upset and Chris Jones is upset, and you've got all these guys, they're not pointing fingers. So I don't want anybody to think that there's an issue in that locker room, because it just does not exist. You know, I think if you gone to DeAndre Hopkins, he would have said, you know what, none of the matter what I did, I should have made that catch.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have given us a first down.
Accountability.
The game is different. You know, maybe we score on that drive.
Yeah.
You know, I think the game plan by Andy was not good. I think, you know, having only as John said, maybe 9 or 10 rushing. You know, I thought they would bring the bruisers in, you know, alternate these guys at running back a little bit.
Who called the play, Saints?
Yeah. And Kenny, you're right. People said the same the last 2 years. Don't worry. I'm a little bit more concerned because they are playing down to the level of every opponent and playing up to the level of the opponent. And that's dangerous. Now, listen, they've won football games this season in every conceivable way. Yeah. The foot out of bounds, the pass interference in week 2.
We need a pick 6 for a
win. The fourth down stop against the Falcons when they were rolling. You know, the Broncos block kick today. And you just look at all these games and you look back and say, well, only if the Chiefs offense had done this or this, then it's probably a 10 or 14 point swing in some direction. So it's difficult for me to be not concerned when Andy is not utilizing the running game well. It's hard for me to fathom why Patrick and Worthy are not on the same, and not even close to being on the same page for long passes when this kid gets open every snap. I mean, watch the all 22.
That might be a little bit
okay.
Of an exaggeration.
I will say 75% of the time, the routes he runs, he's open.
Who's that? Worthy.
Yeah. So of those, do you notice how many times that Patrick might be looking elsewhere for some reason?
Yeah, something's not there. But why not make him? Why not make him more focal? I mean, they didn't do a single reverse with him today. They didn't do a screen pass to him today. They didn't do anything to use his speed. Look what the Raiders did.
They had offensive.
You know what? Let me say this real quick.
I understand that, but this is how you get away from that pass pressure.
I'm gonna say real quick, guys. All this leading to Detroit, all this stuff, all this smick is leading up to Detroit. They have a good offensive line.
Detroit is not getting past Green Bay or the Eagles.
Listen, the way this secondary is playing right now, the way Detroit plays right now, Detroit offense.
The Lions have
the best offense in the NFL.
It's not that team.
The best offense in the NFL, man.
Detroit is not that team.
Dre, say the same thing. Pull Detroit out of the sentence. Say the same thing. Just don't use Detroit as an example.
Why not?
Just don't use somebody else, or just say what you're going to say. Though I think it's a good point.
What was I going to say?
Go ahead. Packers. I mean, you were on that route. What were you saying about Detroit?
You got to get offensive line.
Okay.
Right.
So there's other teams too that have good offensive lines.
No, the Eagles do, but I trust golf
That's hard to overcome.
No,
an offensive line that's not consistent, it's not playing cohesive. Yes, the three in the middle are the best. Everybody agrees with that.
Right.
But when you're running routes down the field, you need those tackles to hold up. there's no way Patrick's going to run around all game trying to buy time. I mean, hell, the one time he dropped the ball when he was trying to elude, that was going to be a 21-yard loss.
Yeah. Hey, Lou, real quick, Lou, like that's a good point you're saying. What I'm saying is this: if you look at Detroit's offense, they're clicking. They have a balanced offense. Tackles are good.
I just think when you said Detroit, that triggered Hense, and he.
That's on Hense. That's on him. It's on him. Because right now, Detroit got the wide receivers to go against anybody, even the Eagles. They got a tight end. They got one of the best tight ends in the league.
Detroit gonna destroy
Sonic and the Hedgehog, man. Sonic and Knuckles.
Hense is prisoner of the moment. They probably should have lost yesterday, quite frankly. They did not play a good second half. They had a lot of injuries. So we'll see.
It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be Daniel Jones and the Vikings are gonna take out Detroit.
So we'll see what happens there. Now next Thursday night, Detroit plays Green Bay, so they'll settle it.
That's gonna be a game.
And then they got 10 days to get ready for the Bills.
See what happens. So
it's getting tight.
Let's get into Factor Cap. What you have for us?
Here we go, gang. It's that time. Strike up the band, Hensley. Let's go. Get that music pumping. Let's turn this show positive, man. Let's stay off the negative hype. All right. Here we go. So, Factor Cap. I'm going to read a list of somewhat controversial statements, or just statements that are, I guess, important to me, quite frankly.
Okay,
and we'll see what the guys have to say. And if they like it, if they're with it, they'll say fact. If they're not with it, they'll say cap, and then give us some idea of why it's not fact. So, those of you in the chat, please play along. Keep your own score at home. So let's go. All right. So yesterday, watching that Detroit game with Chicago. If you've ever watched the Manning cast, you'll know exactly where I'm coming from here, because you could hear Peyton Manning screaming timeout from his couch in Denver. They should have been able to hear it in Ford Field, but somehow it was just excruciating. It was almost like watching a baby like in a stroller rolling away and nobody was going after it.
Right.
It was unbelievable. So my statement is this, because eventually Flus gets fired today, but the statement is he should have been fired after that Washington debacle with the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Hensley, Factor Cap.
I'll say fact. He should have been fired a long time ago. You got Caleb Williams, you got Keenan Allen, you got Moore, you got a Doomsday, you got Swift in the backfield, you got all these weapons, and you still can't put up past 19 points, and you can't get your offensive going. So I say he should have been fired a long time ago. So fact.
The worst part of it was doubling down after the game and said that we had the right play. We thought it was everything was fine.
Just to make the right call.
We didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It is
definitely fact.
Awareness there.
Definitely fact for me. He should never ever have been a head coach. He's a coordinator.
So you're really taking it down.
No, he's done. He'll never get another head coaching job ever. Not in the NFL anyway. Maybe college, somebody will give him a chance at a smaller school. But yeah, he should have been fired. He lost that team that day, and he obviously never got it back.
I'm gonna go with fact. It was horrible, man. That was like some high school, college, man. It was just bad. And then they said for a Hail Mary, man. It was like, what are you doing, bro? I'm like, and then this is my thing with Caleb. Real quick, Caleb Williams should have made the right call. I know the coach, but Caleb Williams as a football player should have seen the clock. Like, you know what? I'm spiking it. The hell what he talking about?
Don't you think the offensive coordinator or anybody in his ear was yelling, man, timeout? Call a timeout, coach. Call a timeout. And then the players kind of turned on him and like, well, I'm just calling, I'm just running the play. I'm getting everybody set up and whatever.
Well, the quarterback didn't know what to do. He crapped.
No, it's the winning mentality, man. I don't think the Bears got it.
Because that wasn't the first time. In other end of game situations, they've also kind of been a little choppy. And again, that one in Washington, that was just inexcusable. And it wasn't necessarily the Hail Mary, the play before where they let McLaurin get like 12 yards.
Yeah.
Just route on air. There was nobody near him. So anyway, all right, let's go. Number 2. Lamar Jackson is 23-1 versus NFC competition. 40 TDs, 9 picks, 103 quarterback rating. They play the Eagles this week, who right now, prisoner of the moment, might be the best team in football, right? So here we go. The statement is this: the Ravens are going to win this game by double digits. Hence,
I would say Cat. I don't feel like the Ravens going to stand a chance against the Eagles in that defensive line. And them rookie corners they got out there. So I would say Cat. No.
I'm going to agree with Hense. I think the Eagles are despite their head coach and all of his issues. Cat for me.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to break it down real sweet. Quinton Mitchell, my guy, bro. Flowers ain't getting off. Quinton shutting that down. And then Cooper DeJean is playing phenomenal. Like Hense said, that defensive line is playing great football. They're very disciplined at that. And again, like Baltimore's secondary is bad. Hurst and AJ Brown, them guys are going to eat. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, gang. 23-1 against the NFC. Maybe if it was, maybe a little bit, closer, but he just dominates the NFC. And I don't know if they just don't see him as much. Right. Pittsburgh sees him twice a year. Cleveland sees them twice a year. Cincinnati sees them twice a year. I mean, the Chiefs seem to play them every year. Buffalo seems to play them every year. So they have a little bit more familiarity with them, but we'll see. I just got a feeling Baltimore is going to win this game easy. Ooh. All right. So next one, Detroit is 11-1. Yeah. Right. They're, as I mentioned before, they play the Packers. They're 9-3 next Thursday night. Huge game. Matt LaFleur is set on record pace for head coaching, and you never really hear his name as much because he was kind of from the Shanahan tree. But somehow he's got the youngest team in the NFL, and all they do is win. Okay, so the statement is this: Green Bay is currently third place in the NFC North, but they're going to win that division. Factor Cap. I know where Hensley's going.
I would say it's going to be a fact. I don't see Detroit as that good team. Everybody see it. Everybody see they playing good on offense. They doing all these magical things. But what I say, they making to the playoffs, you're going to see them one and done and out. So I say Packers would take this. I would say yes.
Get off the screen.
I'm gonna agree with Hense. I think the Packers are the best. They're the best team in the NFC right now. Let me tell you, they're playing the best offensively, defensively, special teams in the NFC right now. Plus, they have not been decimated with injuries. This football team is really good, and their head coach is finally passed the Aaron Rodgers mess.
I know.
So,
hey, yeah. Nick, whatever. Nick, you're a Packers fan. You're just going for the Pack anyway.
I have the Chiefs and the Packers in the Super Bowl, so I'm going to keep my hopes alive.
You know what? I'm going to say this. Zaire Alexander's out for he's banged up right now. Again, they're going against Detroit, right? Detroit takes this game. Detroit taking the NFC. They're taking that division, man, because they're too balanced. Branch playing phenomenal, man. Without AJ Hutchinson, they are still playing good football. Emerald, if I said his name right, Lou, Emerald in the middle, the tackle for Detroit.
Right.
The tackle, Emerald. What's his name? Admiral?
The defensive tackle?
The tackle for Detroit.
Aleem. I can't think of his name right now. Mango, where you at, man?
The juice. We
number 94 for the Detroit Lions.
You know what? But honestly, he's been stepping up good. But they're so well coached, man. Yeah, they're so well coached, man.
Zadarius Smith is coming along. Yeah, I think Detroit will be fine. They'll end up winning that division. But Green Bay is really good. Minnesota is really good. So that leads me to my next one.
Stuff, man.
The NFC South, you got Atlanta 6-5, Tampa Bay 5-6, New Orleans 4-7. The NFC West, you got Seattle and Arizona 6-5.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Niners are 5-6. The statement is this: both those division winners do not deserve playoff home games. Can we just reseed this thing after the fact?
Oh man.
I would say,
what do you got?
I would say, Cat. I think the Cardinals do deserve, a home playoff game because they've been leading their division, even though they lost to the Seahawks. But I feel like if they play again, you know what I mean, they probably take it there. But hey, I feel like the Seahawks or the Cardinals deserve a playoff.
I'm gonna agree. Cardinals deserve a day in the sun.
You'll get kicked in your fruits, man.
Yeah.
Cardinals deserve a taller quarterback.
That was like the year that remember the beast mode, beast quake game.
Oh man,
when Seattle won the division, I think they were like 8-8 or 7-9. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And the Saints had to go there and play, and that was the beast mode, beast quake game. And Seattle ends up winning, and it was like that. I think there went your reseeding at that point. So.
Absolutely.
That's all I have. The fifth one was reserved for a Chiefs thing, but I think we beat that horse to death. I don't want to beat it down. I don't want to be responsible for the beatdown that I'll get from the other side of the panel here. So,
all right.
So for you Chiefs fans, hey, another win. Let's go.
Yeah.
Look at that. It was when you said it, I didn't feel it, man. He was like, another Chiefs.
Hey, Al Davis said never make an excuse for a win.
Yeah, but this week's version of Fact or Cap, as always, brought to you by Eric Haynes.
Oh, Eric Haynes.
There it is. So let's get right into Eric Haynes. Nick, what you got to say?
Let's get right into Eric Haynes.
Sponsors. First up is Eric Haynes. With the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group, if you're looking for somebody in the Kansas City metropolitan area, give him a call. If you want to buy or sell a house, he's the guy. He took care of me and Emily. We found our dream house, and he walked us through the process every step of the way. Even when things look bleak, he said, not to worry, you're going to get your house, and he delivered the goods with his team. So if you want the same experience as I had, give him a call at 816-729-3785 or email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Fact or Cap.
Another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for a better health insurance option for you, your family, your small business, there's nobody better who understands the private sector and the government sector. Open enrollment is here till December 15th. You got 16 days left. And if you want to get the right plan, you want to see all your options, let her do all the hard work and explain it all to you. And then you choose what's the best fit for your family. Call her today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's right. And another sponsor is our new sponsors, Resell Electronics.
Get the best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right. Resell Electronics. They got two great locations, at Nolan Road and also 40 Highway. If you're looking for some great consumer electronics, they're the one-stop shop. Whether you're buying or selling, check out their two storefronts. Give them a call at 816-886-7285. And remember, if you tell them that Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you get an extra 10% off, or just check out their website at resellwithacelectronics.com.
Resell. Electronic.
Yeah.
I know Mango said we had some all 22 film, but we got to make sure we get the right ones because we got hit last time with those. But
wait. Time out. We got hit.
Yeah, we got a little ding. You know, there's a little. There's still some issues that we're trying to solve with the all 22 or the non all 22 or what the issue is to be able to show this feedback. I actually have somebody who I spoke with yesterday who's going to get me all the clarifications. So I will know what we can.
Is it just NFL footage in general?
Yeah, it's the NFL footage. I mean, even if you look at some of the big, the larger shows, not that anything's larger than what we present to you, because we are the best Chiefs podcast out there. But nonetheless, yeah, there's definitely some restrictions, and we're trying to solve that crunch. It's kind of weird, but if we want to post something on our social media, it's fine. And sometimes, but when we put it in the podcast, we're getting flagged. So. Mango, I will have that to you hopefully by tomorrow, and let you know what the general consensus is and what we can and can't do. But either way, hey, listen, this is a tough game. This is definitely a tough game for the Chiefs. They win. They learn more. Oh, we got some more news coming, so we'll hang on for a few more minutes. But again, guys, we can look at this, a variety of ways. This is fresh. I mean, the game just ended an hour and a half ago. And we're giving you our raw emotions. We're upset, we're pissed, We're nervous. We're scared. We're going through all the emotions.
Well, I'm not none of those.
Hold on. I'm not talking about you, young man. I'm talking about me. I got a few more decades on you than so I have every business to be worried and concerned. But I mean, listen, today was the first time I didn't think they'd pull it out. I'll be honest with you. My whole family's here. My son, his cousins, sister-in-law, grandparents, everybody's here. And they're all standing watching the last 30 seconds of the game. And when the fumble occurred and Bolton lands on the ball. Did you order
anyone out of the room at any point?
Yeah, no one was out of the room. And I'm thinking they lost. And I just posted the Chiefs deserve to lose. And what happens? Bolton gets the fumble. And my son, God love him, said, we win, Daddy. We win, Daddy. None of the rest of the stuff really mattered at that point because my son got to experience that with you. And this is what
Nick with the reverse jinx.
The reverse. Oh, I'm really good at that. I think I'm the best at it on the internet right now. I'm the best reverse jinx guy.
Well, if you're negative Nancy all the time, sure.
Hey, I just try to. When I tweet during the game,
what are we doing? Why can't
I'm just being a fan?
Same guy is like the greatest play caller of all time. Is like, oh, what's he doing? Yeah, you just kind of you got to roll it. You got to trust that they will figure it out. It doesn't look very clean right now, and it hasn't for several weeks. I don't know that it really has for a full game. I don't know if it ever will. They just have to get to a point where they can protect Patrick a little bit better, and I think that fixes a lot of the offensive woes. In terms of defense, I don't know. I mean, it's the same guys for the most part. The depth has been knocked a little bit because you've got guys now playing a lot more snaps without Jalen Watson in there. So that makes it a little bit more not as experienced, obviously. And the pass rush isn't quite what we've expected it to be or where it's been in the past. So, yeah, there's a lot of little hinky stuff there. But red zone, man, they got to figure that out.
That's the honestly, God, that is the Achilles heel, man. It's the red zone.
Because you saw the one D-hop in the back of the end zone he caught with one hand. I mean,
that was sweet. Hey, listen,
that could have easily been 6.
Easy money.
D-hop, what did he finish with 100 yards? Did he, or did he finish close to?
I don't know, man. But anytime, I mean, again, maybe I jinxed him because anytime it goes near him, I'm assuming that it's a catch, both feet are in, and no matter what. And then he drops that one in the middle of the field, so it's my fault.
Lou, I ain't gonna lie to you. When he did it, Lou, my eyes lit up. I said,
I've never seen that before.
More breaking news. We're getting some clarification from Albert Breer. They expect Hollywood Brown back on the practice field during the 2nd or 3rd week of December. So depending on how. And he posted that video. I think we had that on the show on Wednesday. That he's back at the facility. So if he gets back on the practice field, maybe
I saw him on the sideline today.
Yeah, which was good. It's good that he's interactive. With his team again. So I would assume a week heading into the Browns week, he'll probably be on the practice field. And, from all accounts, if it's week 17, maybe he's there for the Texans game as a possibility or the Steelers game. But either way, having another receiver back of that caliber, and if somehow he can create some magic with Patrick, but that's still a big if for those guys to get together.
Regardless of when.
Yeah.
If at any time in December he's back practicing, it's a huge win.
It's huge.
It's a huge win.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no downside to him because he's going to help Worthy. I mean, you think about Hopkins.
And it wasn't like he's just coming in now. He was there for the entire offseason program, the training camp. Pretty much all of training camp except for one play in Jacksonville, which is like the most regrettable thing you'd ever want to see. But no, it's a huge win, and it gives you just another one of those professional wide receivers out on the field and somebody else that can stretch it. And maybe that helps the Worthy connection a little bit because now you got two burners on the field at the same time.
Nah, honestly, is it gonna help him? Like, go ahead, bro.
Let him go break it.
Wow.
Hey, we're breaking news.
We might be here all night.
That just doesn't get old. I love that.
Block Burris without his helmet on. There you go.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I told you guys to draft him at all costs.
What was he? Fireman what?
Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill. There you
Fire
go.
Marshal Bill.
That's right.
But honestly,
he was sick today, man. I love that kid. I swear to God.
You know what's crazy? Real quick, if you honestly,
uncoverable.
Hollywood Brown and Worthy, they're gonna have build good chemistry. He's gonna show them the ropes. But again, it's not even about him coming back. It doesn't even matter. It's about just protecting Patrick Mahomes.
If they can protect, if they can solve the offensive line, nobody's going to beat them.
Nobody.
But that's a big if right now.
Not necessarily solve. I think that would be asking a little too much at this point. Maybe if they could just put a little bit of more of a Band-Aid on, maybe a tourniquet because it's bleeding. Yeah. That again, it doesn't have to be, like the best protection. I mean, it's just enough for him to get rid of the ball a little further downfield occasionally. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be
electric. It just has to be.
It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be the Eagles' offensive line or the Lions' offensive line.
Yeah. Just enough.
Well, there was a big milestone today too. I don't know if any of you got that or not, but Patrick Mahomes has done. What's that?
The one with Lenny Dawson, I think.
Yeah. He passed Len Dawson for the most touchdowns in NFL in Chiefs franchise history. It kind of brings a tear to my eye because Lenny was my boy.
I know Herbie gave him some props, but the throw by Patrick on that play, come on, man. Yeah. He's getting hit. He's not even looking at Watson, and he just puts it perfectly right there. Right. I mean, Watson made a great catch, no question, because the guy's raking at the ball. And all due respect to Len Dawson for what he did, played in a different era. No way did he have the number of chances to throw that many touchdown passes, because as much as you liked him, Hank Strand, that was more of a running team. That was kind of like this team. They ran the ball, they played good defense, and occasionally Otis Taylor, occasionally Elmo Wright back in the day and guys like that. But no, it was that's an amazing thing, but it was inevitable, right?
Yeah, it was inevitable, but still it's a passing of the torch, and it's
Okay, but I know you said something about the offensive line, not to cut you guys off.
That's
when can we expect this offensive line, because they got some pass rushers that's coming up. They got the looking at the remaining schedule. They got the Chargers coming up. You got Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns.
Mac and Bosa.
Bosa plays.
Daniil Hunter, TJ Watt. Nick Bonito again. The only name, like, which one of these names doesn't belong? But somehow we made Nick Bonito. Really, he's a good player. He's just a young guy. But all the other ones, these like the top sack artists in the NFL.
Let's just hope that we get to the Texans game and the Chiefs win that. Let's say the Chiefs win the next three. Is
still standing.
And he's still standing, and those last two games don't matter, then I'm all good for it. Yeah, that's the goal here. Buffalo would have to falter once or twice, and I think the Chiefs will be in good shape. But hey, we'll see how this all plays out. That's for sure.
Guys, can we just admit Patrick can't take too many of these beatings, man. He can't take too many of these beatings, bro. Like right now, right? Chargers coming with it. The Browns, Myles Garrett. You got Will Anderson. You got TJ Watt, right? And then we got my guy with the B word, man, the outside linebacker, man. Like, what's his name? Benito. He's like a top five sack leader right now, man. I think he's about top 5 in sacks.
Yeah. I think they're certainly leading the NFL. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's gonna be
tough. That's like one of the more quiet stats. They're like, what?
Absolutely.
The Broncos.
And you think
I feel like looking at. I feel like they got the secret assassin, man. The Cardinals gave up on DJ Humphrey.
Cameron Thomas was supposed to be the secret, and he got cut.
Just give Patrick another second or two, okay? Just an extra 1,000, 1,000. I'm good.
A secret assassin. All right, secret
Hell,
assassin.
I was hoping for about half a second extra, Nick. I think that 2 seconds that might be a bit asking a lot. But still, I mean, typically it is that just that one more beat. That
Mahomes hiked that ball and he was getting beat. Man, I said, damn.
So next year draft pick. Everybody not complaining for a first round draft pick. Nobody on here. Nobody's talking about wide receivers all off season.
Oh hell no. Nah.
I tell you, well, it depends on which of these guys re-sign. Hence, because I think Nick said it last week. The only guys under contract are going to be Rasheed and Xavier Worthy.
That's it.
I think D-Hop got to come back.
Sky Moore.
Don't bring him.
Good call. I think Mango took another shot at Sky Moore.
That's all right.
This just in.
Yeah, I think quarter in round 1 too.
I think Chiefs need to just honed in and just strengthen their defense, their offensive line, man. Just strengthen it offensive line.
Yeah, and it also depends. I mean, we got a long way before the draft. It depends on what happens in free agency too. I mean, they may go after, a tackle or a corner in free agency, but again, they're talking about big money. Those are premium positions for, a veteran that, commands free agent money.
So.
With that said, guys, that is our show for today. The wife is keep calling my phone, so thank you guys. Hey, it was a nice show. You know what I mean? We was on here for an hour and 15 minutes. Supposed to have been at 30 minutes.
Well, ain't gotta give us the rundown. Okay, go on.
It was all good. No, we appreciate it. It's a holiday weekend, man. It's a holiday weekend. Some great college football lined up for tomorrow.
Oh,
NFL football Sunday.
Shout out to Colorado, man. Deion 52. They put 52 big ones.
Yeah.
52 big ones.
And Rock Chalk Jayhawk beat them last week soundly. So
here you go.
I
gotta put some sour.
Devin Neal be a Chief. There we go.
With that said, guys, we'll me and Dre will see you guys Saturday, and other 4 guys in the bar will see you guys Monday. With that said, guys,
let's go.
We still won. We're 11-1. It doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as you get the
count your blessings. The Chiefs are living right, and you know what? If the back-to-back happens, then hey, this will be a team that will be so well documented, and whoever does the documentary on the 2024 Chiefs is going to have a lot of material because this has been the craziest season.
Maybe we'll be in it.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do the documentary. Who knows?
Taylor Swift was there today. So
Taylor was. They didn't show her a lot. Today.
No, that
was beautiful.
That's going to be a meme. That's going to be a meme.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys Monday.
Peace
out. Hey, also, thank you for all y'all guys for joining. Enjoy your family. Happy holidays and happy Thanksgiving, you guys, once again.
We'll be back Monday.
We'll be back Monday.
Cheers, everybody.